What's going on, everyone? Shalon Winter here, aka Futures Sniper Beast. So, I'm making this video because I believe in this journey of trading, it comes down to everybody, in my opinion, has to go through phases, right? So, of course, there's a few exceptions to this, I'm sure, out there. For myself and for the people that I interact with, the people that I see online, social media, I believe this is the case. We have to go through, as we know, it's a journey, right? So we have phases. In my opinion, I believe there's different phases, and I believe there's 3 different phases we all have to go through. And I'm going to go through those today in this video. But as most of you know, I've been trading now for 4.5 years, futures trading specifically, day trading, and it's been a journey, right? If anybody tells you trading, day trading, futures, or anything is easy, don't let them lie to you. It takes hard work. It's been a journey. I started March 2020, and I believe a lot of people are going to relate to this video. And it's part of what I went through. It's part of what I've noticed overall, amongst the community of all the traders. I've noticed most traders go through these 3 phases, and really this video is to encourage you as well. I'm not where I want to be. Most of you, I'm sure, not where you want to be. But we have to keep progressing, right? We have to keep going and going and going. And as long as we don't quit, we'll get there, right? I know the statistics. 90% of traders lose 90% of the money in their first 90 days. And 90% don't make it at all. Those are the statistics. But I believe everybody can make it. Do I believe everybody will? Of course not. But why is that? Because most quit. We've heard the saying, if you haven't, that you're the story of being 3 feet away from gold. Right? You're 3 feet away from gold. You keep going, and when you quit, you are probably right there. You are probably right there. Now, do I believe some people don't have the capabilities to trade? Yes, I believe that. But I believe everybody can. Most people can. So this video is going to be encouraging because I can almost guarantee you are in one of these 3 phases that I'm going to go over. And if you're in one of them, just know that you're on the journey. You're on the way, right? You are getting there. And although I'm not where I want to be, I'm in one of these phases as well. I'm in one of these phases, and I will show you. I'll explain to you. So, phase number 1, I believe we all go through this. Whether you're trading live money, prop firms, it doesn't matter, right? We get going. We trade, and we might have some beginner's luck. We might not, right? So I believe the first phase is where we start trading, and then we'll hit times. And let's just say you start off, you have a great day, first day. Ooh, this is easy. I made some money. Well, as Mark Douglas will say, even a monkey can hit a button and make some money on any given day. If you haven't heard that, read his stuff. Listen to him. He says that. Because ultimately, what does the market do? It goes up or down, right? Up or down. It's going to go up or down overall. So if you hit the buy button, of course, there's times you can make a winning trade. If you hit the sell button, yeah, there's going to be times with 0 edge, 0 probability, 0 analysis, it's going to go up or down. Sure, you can get lucky, right? But let's say you have a green day. You say, oh man, I'm doing great, doing good. But then all of a sudden, boom, you have a loser. It's like, you don't like that feeling. You go on full tilt. Most people I've seen, very few people do I see come in and have great discipline right off the bat and know when to stop, right? Go in, hit some trades, and then have a loss and then say, this is, I'm only going to lose $200 today. Once I hit that, boom, I'm done. I'll stop. Very few people do I ever see have that control right off the bat. And if they do, I've seen the most disciplined people ever in the beginning saying, I have control over my brain. I'm good. There's no way I'll do that. I'm not a gambler. I'm not a gambler by nature. I don't care about winning. I'm not competitive. I can have that discipline. But eventually something will set in and you'll lose that control. Because we know as traders, we don't just come in and we just kill it month after month, week after week. Like I said, you might have a little streak of winning days, but to be that consistent right out of the gate, never have traded at all, and you're trying to get this going, eventually you're going to have a point where you're like, and you lose control. That's phase one, where you blow accounts, right? You get emotionally attached. Something will happen. I've been paying for these evaluations for 3 months now, 4 months. I put money in this account. It's just going down. Eventually you get emotionally attached to your trades. Because one of the worst things you can do is say, I'm going to put this date, I'm going to be successful by this time, or else that's it. I've seen that so many times, and I've seen people quit because of that, and they're 3 feet away from gold. You can't put a timeline on your success for trading. Okay? If you were to get into any other industry, real estate, you want to become a doctor, a lawyer, whatever it is, you have to put in the time to get there. Some of them may be college. Some of them may be just specific training, right? You have this time, 5 years, 8 years, whatever it is, to get to that. And with trading, you are learning a skill that nobody can take away from you. So if you are learning something that could take you 4, 5, 6, 8 years, but now you have this skill that nobody can take from you, and now you can be financially independent, free of your own time. Why wouldn't you? Why would you put a 6-month timeline on that? It's impatience. We live in this, what we call a microwave society. Everybody wants it now. Everybody wants it now. Just wait. Just don't. But don't have yourself in a position in life where you have to have it now. No, that doesn't work. Okay. So getting emotionally attached, getting delusional, and then you feel like quitting. And delusional meaning, I'm going to take a trade, I can't have these losing days. I can't, I have to make X amount of money, every week. It's great to have goals, but you have to know in trading, you're going to take losses, and it's not always going to go according to plan. And I've seen people come in and say, my goal is to be the best trader ever lived and never have a loss, never lose. You can go and you don't have, I've literally had people tell me this. A guy once told me, I plan to be the best ICT trader that there ever lived and I'll never have a loss. Man, that's delusional. Okay, and then once you go through all that, you start blowing accounts, you get emotionally attached, you get delusional, then you start feeling like quitting. And that's, like I said, is when you're very close. You're 3 feet away from gold. When you feel like quitting, that's the time you need to dig deeper. I promise. I felt like quitting so many times when I first started. In that first year, and it wasn't because trading's difficult. I was not able to spot these setups. Oh my God. No. I had a system. When I started, I was learning that I started with the Apex Sniper system. It's all laid out. And so it matters what system you use, but what matters more, in my opinion, is you have to have the discipline. You have to figure it out. You have to control yourself. Because that first year for me, I learned so much more about myself than ever before. It only took me a couple months to really figure out the system. And then, of course, you could build on top of it. You're constantly figuring that part out, but it means nothing if you can't control yourself, if you don't have emotional control, if you can't get this space right here, you will not make it. And that's where people fail. And that's why I believe everybody actually can. If you are a, normal thinking person, like if you can get through society because you have common sense and you have, a thought process, if you can think, you can make it in trading. Okay? As long as you don't quit. That's the key. As long as you don't quit. And like I said, as soon as you feel like quitting, that is when you're this close to getting to the next phase. Okay? So, the next phase, this is where you have no control. You're full tilt. You're blowing through accounts. You're doing this. You're just going. And then you get to that breaking point where you're like, oh, I need to step back. I need to figure it out. Okay? That's where it is. Take a step back. Make sure you have a money management plan and a set trading strategy. At that point, start looking for progress. Where is the silver lining in everything that I'm doing? Step back, take a weekend, take a week off. You don't have to trade every single day. Put together your strategy. Say, okay, this is my trading strategy, no matter what it is. And then now put a money management plan around it. And I have other videos explaining this, okay? So you have your strategy, and then you back test and say, based on these rules for my strategy, I need to risk X amount of money. Points, ticks, whatever, per trade. Now, when I risk that, how much can I make on that setup? Okay, I need to risk $100 for my setup, and I can make $50, $100, $200 per setup. Great. Now let's formulate a money management plan around it. Okay? And then you set that in stone. Oh, all right. And then now let's look for progress each week. Let's build on our strategy. Let's build on our money management. And let's continue. But now we have a different issue going on. Now we have a plan. Now you have a strategy. Now you have to stick to it. That's the other hard part. So, second phase is now you're still breaking some rules. We're human beings. Okay? But you're surviving. Meaning, the first phase, you're blowing accounts. You're just running and gunning, just going, right? You're on now your evaluation or combine or whatever, 20, 30, 40, 50. You've blown funded accounts. You've blown your own. That's going to happen, and that's okay. I've had people reach out to me in the past and say, oh, I'm struggling. Okay, great. Like, let's, with my experiences that I've been through, let me see if there's any kind of advice or encouragement I can help you with. Doesn't mean I'm the best, but if I have a little more experience than you, then let's see. Let's break it down. What can we do? Well, I'm on PA number. I've blown 10 funded accounts. Okay, how long have you been trading? A year. Okay, that's part of the process. Don't feel bad. So, oh my God, but I've blown all these accounts. Don't feel bad. It's okay. If you're trying, let's find out, where are you getting better? Are you exactly the same from blown account number 1 to blown account number 10? Are you exactly the same, or are you getting better? That's all that matters. Get better, right? Maybe take a break. Go sim. However you want to do that. I'm not here to lecture you on how to do that. But If you have zero progress from blown account 1 to blown account 10, all right, that's the last time you need to do that. From 10 to 11, if 11 blows, well, let's find out what did you do and what did you learn and what did you get better at from 10 to 11. Cool. Let's apply that now to number 12. I'm not saying you need to just go and blow accounts. You can do all this in sim, in demo. That's fine. My point is you need to figure out from each step, each account, whatever you're doing, progress. Write it down. Have a journal. I can't express that. And it doesn't even have to be a journal, a notebook. You need to have somewhere where you're writing stuff, because there's science that actually proves if you just try to memorize everything, you're only going to retain a certain amount of information. Once you have it in your brain and you write it down on paper, you retain over 80% of that, because your brain transferring that information to hand to paper actually retains 80% of that. Oh, a little over 80%. So that's a proven fact. So write these things down and progress, okay? So what happens is now, like I said, on phase 1, you're blowing, but you're trying to find progress. Phase 2 now is you're still breaking rules, which that's okay. But now you're surviving. Let's say you have a PA account, for example, a 50K account, before you blow it. Now, okay, maybe that 50K goes down a little bit, but then it goes back up. It's going down. So now phase 2 is basically you're not getting payouts. You're not getting paid yet. Maybe you'll get one here and there, but really what you're doing is you're hovering. You're doing this little roller coaster. You're going down a little bit, up a little bit, down a little bit, up. But you're surviving. You're no longer blowing accounts. That's huge progress, okay? You're starting to accept defeat. That's okay, because we know we're going to lose in trading. You're going to have losses, and you're starting to accept it. You're starting to say, hey, I'm only risking $200 a day. When I hit that 200, no matter if you're taking 1 trade or 10 trades, whatever your system is, if I hit that number, I am done. I don't care. I had a bad day. There's either, and this is my philosophy, if I hit my loss amount, my max losing amount that I set for myself for the day, if I hit that, then either there's something wrong with the market, or there's something wrong with me, or both. And at that point, I want out. Okay? To me, that's that simple. Accepting defeat. And it's really not even defeat. It's just, we can't have a great day every day trading. And that's part of it. Okay? So now also the next thing is you don't go full tilt until everything is blown. And this is, like I said, my experience and many others that I've come across. Phase 1, you're going full tilt, boom, you blow account. It might not be that day, but it might be the next day. No longer are you doing that. You're not going full tilt until everything is blown. And even then, let's say you have a loss limit of 200 that day. Well, maybe you lost 300 or 400. Dang, now it's going to take me a little extra time to make it back, but you didn't blow it out, right? That is progress. Hold on to that. Hold on to that. That is progress. That is normal, those things. Don't beat yourself up over it. Okay? And I heard this saying before from an old mentor way back in my days, that they said, self-talk is huge. Okay? If you talk to yourself in a way that if somebody said those things to your spouse, your mother, your kid, and you felt like, I'm gonna punch them like that. Don't talk to my family like that. If you say those type of things to yourself, you should not. Okay? I get it being hard on yourself. I've played sports my whole life, and I am tough on myself. But you got to also love yourself and speak to yourself in a way where you can't defeat yourself. Okay? So the next thing is you see the possibilities, and you know that it's you. It's me. It's not anything else causing you to fail. You accept responsibility and say, man, you know what? I know if I just get this together, if I stop when I'm supposed to, I hit my profit target for the day and I didn't take another trade, right? I said I'm not going to trade at this specific time of day. I said I'm not going to trade on FOMC, NFP, whatever day. I said I'm not going to do these things and I'm going to stick to it. And if I had stuck to it, I would be successful. But no, I broke my rule. I traded the morning of CPI and I had a bad day and I took a bigger loss than I should have. I didn't blow my accounts. But had I not done those things, I wouldn't have lost as much, or I wouldn't have lost at all because I wouldn't have traded. And then I'd come back to a day that everything's crystal clear. My setups are great. And then I could feel good about losing on a trade that everything would normally have been perfect on. Like, oh, well, it just lost. What can I do? Everything lined up perfectly and it lost. Wouldn't you agree that that's a better feeling where everything based on your rules is there and you get in the trade? You feel great. Oh, that's going to win. And it loses. You say, oh, dang. Or if everything looked terrible, it's a, NFP morning and volatility is crazy and you really have no business being in the market. You take a trade and you lose twice as much as you normally should. Then that's when you get mad. You say, oh, that's stupid. How can I be so dumb? And then boom, you take another one. Boom, you take another one. And before you know it, everything's blown. But we're not doing that anymore because we're in phase 2. Phase 2, we know it's us and we're taking responsibility and we're making sure that we get better at not doing those things. Because as soon as we stop doing those dodo type stuff, then we are on the way to being successful. Okay? So you get some good profits and you have to recover larger losing days. This is what I'm saying. So like you're making profits, but still you'll make a mistake here and there. And now it's like, dang it, I took an extra trade I shouldn't have, right? I did this, I did that. Now I have to take a little bit longer to recover, but you're not blowing those accounts, okay? And, so like I said, you never really get ahead. You go up, you go down, you go up, you go down. And it's this roller coaster you're kind of stuck in the middle of. And that's okay. It's frustrating, but think of it that way. If you think of it, okay, I graduated from phase 1. I am now in phase 2. I'm not getting where I want to get. I'm going up and down. I'm not getting payouts. It's okay because you're almost there, 3 feet away from gold. And actually now you're probably 1 foot right there. Don't quit. Okay? I promise. Don't quit. Keep going. Keep going. Because now you are beginning to make progress here. It may not seem like it, but you are having good winning streaks and taking larger losses sometimes. But you are not blowing accounts anymore. You are so close. Very, very close. Don't give up. Because now, after this, comes step 3, phase 3. Phase 3. Phase 3 is now where you are not breaking rules. Doesn't guarantee you're going to make money, but you're not breaking rules. You're sticking to your plan. Okay? So as a byproduct of sticking to your plan, sticking to your money management, following your trading strategy, if you have the probabilities in your favor of, great money management, then you are now the house. You're now the casino. The probabilities are in your favor. And as long as you do that and stick to your rules over the long term, more than likely, nothing's guaranteed, but more than likely you will be profitable. That's how it works. That's how the numbers work. That's how probabilities work in this trading game, right? And if you do that, you can make a beautiful, beautiful life for yourself, for your family, and remember why. Why are you doing this? Is it just to go buy a Lambo? Are you 20 years old? Okay, cool. Nothing wrong with that. But there's going to just dig deeper. And especially if you make it for something, if you do things for something outside of yourself, it's even that much stronger. Do you have somebody that's going through trouble? Do you have family members that need help? Things like that. Do you want to do for others? And there's nothing wrong with just doing for yourself, right? There's nothing, because you deserve it. Everybody deserves it. Life is tough, but if you can control your own self, your own finances, control your own life, control your freedom of time, there's nothing more beautiful than that. And this will actually help you do that. This will get you there, okay? So now what happens when you follow your rules, you're not breaking them, and you stick to everything, you now your equity curve can continue on this upwards trajectory versus your roller coaster. Obviously, we know with trading, you're going to go up and you'll go down. But as long as you don't go up and go down 2, 3 times, 4 times more, then it's just like trading in an upwards trend, right? It's going up. You have your pullback, up higher, higher highs and higher lows. That's what you want in your overall equity curve, okay? You have a solid, strict money management plan you stick to. You're no longer worried about losses. You take a loss, it does not affect you at all. And, sometimes, and I know other people, because I talk to other people trading, whether it be just acquaintances, some people I know, and, my mother trades, so that's a cool thing that I talk to her all the time about. And so I'll tell certain people, they'll say, "Hey, how'd your day go today trading?" I had a losing day today. I'm sorry, that sucks. Well, no, it doesn't. I had a losing day. Zero effect. I don't care. Don't tell me I'm sorry. Don't say, that sucks. No. I'm up big for the month. I'm up for the week. I don't care about one day. And if you ever get fixed, just a little tip here, a little tidbit of a tip. If you ever have a day, because again, we're not perfect, where you did take a loss, and you just for some reason like, man, that sucks. Like today I'm not feeling this loss. Like I'm having a hard time with this one loss. Zoom out, right? What do you do trading if you're on a 1-minute time chart, 15-second, 30-second time chart, right? And you're wondering what's going on in the big picture. You zoom out. 15-minute time chart, 1 hour, daily, whatever it is. Zoom out. Okay? Do that with your P&L. If I lost today, let me zoom out. How am I doing for the week? It's a losing week. Let me zoom out. How am I doing for the month? Oh, I'm having a good month. Okay. Or I actually had a great week. I just had a losing day. Zoom out. So, you have a solid trading strategy with exact rules to entry and exit. Okay? You're patient and you know when to trade and when not to trade. Again, like phase 2. You're breaking some rules still. Man, I moved my stop back. I lost an extra $200. Now it's going to take me 2 more days to recover that. Okay, you're not doing that anymore. All right? You have an exact, and if you need, you know what? I found a like this little discipline tracker thing, free Google Sheet. And I also have, this is a little beside the point. I just thought of it right now. I have I basically created a trading tracking spreadsheet, Google Sheet, where I can put in my PA, because I used Apex Trader Funding. I could put in it's very simple. I could put in my P&L, it gives me all my stats, all that stuff. Now, I was going to show you a little preview. What I'll do is I'll make another video, and I'll give you that spreadsheet as a free download. But also, I have a tracking spreadsheet that I found somewhere, and it was free as well. It's a discipline tracker. It's really kind of cool. I haven't really used it, but it's basically like a checklist. If you have, like, let's say a checklist you do every day of check for these levels, check for news, blah, blah, blah. Make sure, this account's selected. If I'm copy trading, make sure these 10 are selected. Like, let's say you just have a little pre-trading checklist. This little tracker is kind of cool because it's like that. And you can actually pull it up. Boom, boom, boom. Check off everything that you're supposed to do before you start trading. And then now you trade. So, I'll throw that into another video. So look out for that. But what I was trying to say, what I'm getting to on that is that phase 2, those things that you should be doing, but you don't always follow it. So if I haven't, like me personally, I don't trade NFP day, right? If it's NFP Friday, I don't trade that day. Okay. So when I was in phase 2, I am now in phase 3, by the way. But when I was in phase 2, I know I'm not supposed to trade this day per my rules. And then I trade that day and I lose more. So now with phase 3, you're no longer doing that. You're patient. You know when to trade and when not to trade. It's okay to not take a trade on every single day. Okay. So do that. Set these up and then don't. Phase 3 is when you're no longer breaking those rules. Okay. This is the point where you've made it. You're there. I'm telling you, you are there. I believe we must go through these stages on our path to become a consistent, profitable trader. You may not be taking consistent profits yet, but stay on this path and you will be. Okay? So let me just tell you a little bit of a backstory here because not everybody knows. I was trading a specific strategy for multiple years. Okay? Last October 2023, I decided to learn a new trading methodology, completely different than anything I've ever seen, or that I've personally been doing. Okay, and I knew I had a big learning curve ahead of me, and I knew this would take some time. And right now we're in August, towards the middle-ish of August, and it flew by like that. I mean, almost with the blink of an eye. Yep, microphone fell. Almost within the blink of an eye. 10 months. At the time, I said, it felt like forever. So, October of 2023 happened. I started learning. And I actually combined the new stuff I was learning with a little bit of the old stuff because I wanted to continue. I wanted to, continue trading and trying to make money and all that. And I hadn't really been profitable yet. I had some ups and downs. And then I did take a payout from Apex Trader Funding. I want to say it was the end of November. It was either the end of November or early December. By combining that. And that was a little bit of fool's gold. So I'm opening up right here and I'm being transparent. It was a little bit of fool's gold. And the reason why is because I didn't really quite know what I was doing. And it was a good payout. It was a $15,000 payout. I didn't quite know what I was doing. I was being all of 2023, I was pretty disciplined. But as far as not losing control anymore, not blowing accounts, but now with this learning this new strategy, it was a lot, okay? And then I took that payout, and then December came, and the first 1 or 2 weeks I did pretty well. I did okay. And then all of a sudden, the last few weeks of December, which, can be tricky anyways, because you have the holidays, the end of the year, all that. I did terrible, really. And then I couldn't figure out what's going on. And then January came. And same thing. I was not losing control, but now I had a strategy issue, right? So I stopped and told myself, look, you know what? This is not going to happen. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to step back and perfect what I'm trying to learn. Put everything in this that I'm trying to learn. And I'm going to really, really, really try to perfect it. And then get me some data Give me some data over the next couple months. So what I did was I went and see, part of why I'm saying this is because I was teetering with phase 2, phase 3 with that system, with learning this, because I would break some rules here and there because I was still learning it. Okay. So I remember this date, February 12th. I said, it was the weekend before that. I said, I'm only going, and just so you know, this is when I decided to master the ICT 2022 mentorship. So February 12th, from February until April, so February 12th, March, and April, I did one micro contract. And I had already started learning, like I said, learning ICT concepts from October. So from October, November, December, January, I was studying and learning like a madman. But I was all over the place. The weekend before February 12th, I said, I'm only going to focus on the 2022 mentorship and, I mean, treat it like I'm going to Harvard, basically. So I did that. And from February 12th, March, April, one micro. And I had a bunch of my PA accounts that had like $200 and $300 of drawdown left from January. Like they were all about to be blown. And with one micro contract for those 2 months, I brought that back up to over $1,000 of drawdown. With one micro. I know that might not be very impressive, but I did that. And what that did was that gave me data for 2 months of trading on how much risk do I need per trade? How much can I make per trade? It gave me all this data, all my numbers. So what I realized was, man, I'm really trading this with like a 65 to 75% win rate. And my risk reward ratio was hovering between 1.5 to 2. So I'd make 1.5 to 2 times per loss. So now I have tried and true data where if I get any more new accounts or bring these accounts back up to the starting point, I can run my numbers backwards and know exactly how much I can risk, how many contracts I can trade now moving forward, and what the probabilities are of me blowing accounts in certain time frames if I take losses based on data of my actual trading for the last 2.5 months. And guess what happened from April? It's like the end of April. I got new accounts in the middle of May. I have every single one of those accounts still. And every single one of those accounts are up, 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 up. I have 9 accounts right now. And this is just to show you progression. 9. I just took payouts in August on my accounts with Apex. And all those accounts are back into payout again, where I could take payouts again. So it's literally, I will be now taking payouts with Apex Trader Funding every 10 days on all these accounts, these 9 accounts. Well, not all of them, because I keep adding more, right? So most of them, or quite a few of them are doing that, and then the other ones are right behind it. But why? Because I went through these phases, and you have to accept the fact that you're going to go through phases. Sometimes you're going to have to take steps back. And once you do all that, you will be on a path, right? You are on the right path. So again, I want to close up this video. I know we're about close to 40 minutes in this thing, but I really believe this is going to encourage a lot of people, motivate you to not quit, and accept and know that it's okay to go through all this, because I don't know anybody that hasn't. Like I said, I know there are some exceptions, I'm sure, out there, but I don't know of anyone. And if anyone tells you that you don't have to go through all this, I would take a hard second guess of listening to anything else they say, to be honest. So anyways, I hope this helps somebody. I hope this encourages you. I hope if you were like this close to quitting, or if you even after last week or last couple weeks, the markets have been extremely volatile, right? And if you reached a point where you've been blowing accounts and you actually quit, or if you're this close to quitting, I encourage you, don't quit. Take a step back, do what you need to do, but don't quit because you're 3 feet away from gold. Okay? I hope you have a great day. I hope everybody has a great day. Let's all help each other get better. Stay away from drama. Stay away from social media drama. Let's encourage each other. Let's help each other get better, because I truly, truly, truly believe that you can change your life as well as others if you do what it takes to become successful at trading. So, have a great day. Let's have a great week coming up. And as always, trade well, everybody. Take care.